Hi, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the live session with Tim Shaky in the house.
Good
So,
evening. You know,
yeah, welcome to bipolar-raw. Listen, we're working off one camera. We're not kind of used to that. We're used to four scenes and all that fun stuff. So, you're gonna see
and
me looking at this monitor.
and I don't look at the camera anyway.
Right. So
So
you're gonna see me looking at this monitor because hopefully a couple of you come on
this is this.
and hit us up in the chat. You must be on the YouTube app on your mobile device to participate in the chat. So as long as you are there, we as long as you're there on the app, you can hit me on the chat. So Tim and I are gonna talk about life, man. I want to talk about one thing, man. People, when I rant and rave, people look at me weird. Sometimes it happens in public. The last time I can really say it's happened in public was at Starbucks. They got my $5 coffee loan or $4 coffee loan, and I was just having a bad day, and I didn't manage it well.
Words
And
right out of my mouth.
people looked at me being Starbucks, Tim.
Right.
Look at this crazy mug,
And
and I was nuts. I was. You know what I mean? I probably had missed my meds a couple days in a row or something, but I was not myself. I was myself. That was the problem. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah.
It was funny because I just lost a little control of my control. Because usually I'm in pretty good shape, but coffee for me, especially when I
Well,
need it,
yeah.
and
You
it's
haven't
a
had your
Starbucks,
coffee yet.
and yeah, it's just Starbucks. So
$10 it should be called.
yeah, no, it's the best though.
It is the good.
It is the
It
best
is
coffee
very
you
good.
can buy
Yes.
out there.
And
On
they give dogs
yeah,
treats too.
yeah, that's some Subaru people too. They're into them dogs. Yeah, they're dogs. They're beautiful parts of life, but they're dogs. I mean, I love all animals.
Mm.
All right, so what are we talking about? I want to talk about fear.
Fear?
Yeah, I want to talk about how people fear us. Because we're different, Jay.
I know. One of my big ones is like being prepared. Like if I know I'm going somewhere, and you could already see what's sort of going to come up, that maybe a certain person, and there might be conflict. So one of the key things I try to do is like if they say something derogatory to me, and I won't respond.
Sorry, I just noticed we got a listener. I don't know who it is, but welcome.
Okay, well let me finish this up.
That's it.
I will not respond. And then if they make it a point to ask me again, I'll be like, "What? I'm sorry, my mind was elsewhere," which it usually is because you got to see things coming. And what do we say? Places and things.
Right.
You know what you're expecting for. If you know something, prepare.
Right.
You know. Mm-hmm.
That is true. That's proper planning, and that's something I'm
proper
huge
planning.
on. I'm really kind of big. Let's text a couple people and see if we can get a couple people to watch us live.
Okay.
It's thank you, Dave Pennell. What? So tell me, are we low, Dave? You have to get closer to your mic.
Oh, okay.
Move the whole arm closer to you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
There you go. Oh, it wasn't right in front of the mic also.
Right, but you need
You
to
have to adjust
physically
your
closer.
volume.
No, I
Oh,
think
okay.
hopefully I'm good. Dave's gonna hit me up. I'm glad. Why didn't that do it for me, Dave? All right, cool. And that's why Tim.
Headphones?
Well, for me at least, duh. I didn't have my headphones in. Yeah, I can tell you right now, my new microphone is not like my other microphones, and I think we're on the wrong setting. All right, talk to me, Tim, real quick.
Sure.
All right, so I think that sounds better.
Okay.
Bump it up. Hit me with a text if you're not doing 70 down Route 45 or something. Mine could be better. Okay, thank you.
There you go. Yeah, and I'll
I'm
slow
hoping.
down because I know I talk fast sometimes. You know what I mean? And like,
No, we don't give a shit if you stop.
I
We don't care
know,
if you talk
but
fast, Tim.
you had those days where you feel like a dog chasing your tail
Right.
in circles, and it's just, and that's where, you got to figure out hobbies or what's going to work to, or proper planning, like walk out of room and just or like even if you're sitting down at a breakfast, you see people arguing, you're getting mad, and you tell the waiter, I'm getting up and switch the table. You got to move. You know what I mean? Because we know ourselves.
We do.
You know what I mean?
I don't have a problem because Bubby and I have developed a great habit of people watching.
Oh,
so
of course.
We're pretty good at
Awareness.
distancing
That's
ourselves
what this show's about. Awareness
from
also.
that, right? But we're pretty good at distancing ourselves from getting involved in other people's stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless there's a kid involved or
right.
somebody.
I mean, if it's out of control, out
Yeah.
of control. But waiter, waitress, we would like to move. Just
Right.
get yourself out of,
Right.
It's just like it's a trigger,
Exactly.
Because now I ain't even thinking about my food. I'm thinking about this over here, and
Well, why do you let people in your head like that?
I don't. But like, it's just because my structure, where I was brought up. You don't do that in a restaurant. You know what I mean?
Right.
Disrupt everyone else, and I would be the first one where I'm dormant right now. That's why I look at myself. I'm lying dormant for me, and you never know when rears ugly head. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
And that's just why you gotta.
Well, that's cool. Dormant. I like that.
Because you'll know, and then you start simmering like a volcano. It's lying dormant, and then like the cartoons when the head pops off and whistling.
Right.
Like a tea kettle egg. I can picture it. You got to be open-minded and, laugh. Laugh through. There was a time that I didn't laugh for almost 2 years. Couldn't. You know what I mean? And it's scary.
All right, let's make a couple texts. Dave Pennell, thanks for the input. Pump it up. No, I didn't say that, guy. Here we go. Let's go to the contacts real quick.
Why not you call Betty to sleep? And then rest of sleep. Just to make sure we're on the right track also. So what are we listening to? But this is what it is.
What's that, sir? All right. I wonder what the rules are on music. I need somebody that knows. Copy this. All right, let me send out 10, 12 texts, see if we can get somebody by Pump It Up. Pump it up. You got to text me. Are you being pumped up or are you sitting still?
I need output from people. I'll answer any, you know what I mean? And, and vent. Everybody needs ventilation. You got to vent.
Everybody needs ventilation. That's what we're here for, ventilation. All right. Let me, Tim, tell me a story.
About a man named Brady?
Tell me your story. That's a good one, right? Tell me your story.
Right?
Right.
No, it's just.
No, tell me about your childhood. Like, tell me how you were raised and how it affected you growing up. And that's cool, KDP. That makes us motivated. So maybe that's good. We don't have music.
No, yeah, structure. You know, right? Boy Scouts. Like if you, yeah. No, I was great. Did CCD.
So wait, you didn't go to Catholic school?
No, I did not.
Okay. How was CCD?
Long and boring.
Long and boring. Wow.
But but that's it was part of my upbringing. I hunted, fishing, so I'm an outdoors person. So that's my escape.
Right.
Because people freak me out. Not all people, and I always say it, and it's from. There's a song, Megadeth. If there's a peace out, what do you mean I ain't kind? Just not your kind.
Right.
But there's people out there like us that have to.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey Tim, Kate's here.
Hey, how are you?
Katie wants to know where you're at. Come join us.
Yeah, ventilation. We're just we're browsing around about thoughts, and
we were talking about.
We're really testing each other. It's not a test, but it's a way to know people better.
Timothy Ichabod. Remember them days? That's what she said. I'm sorry, Kate. I need glasses, but I can't run with glasses.
Or scissors.
Yeah, well, that's true. Timothy Ichabod. So, Kate, well, we're glad you're here. How do I sound? My buddy Dave told me I was a little low. I adjusted some volumes and moved the microphone a little closer. Are we sounding good? And what should we talk about? I wanted to talk about fear, but I wanted to talk about.
I gave my opinion on that.
Yep. And I want to know. I want to know how many more people I need to get on. Let's make a couple more texts.
Yeah. When he had mentioned about fear, I fear like going to like certain things where I know certain people are going to be there, and you gotta make sure that you stay in line. Because I know myself, I'll say something, and yeah, but if they say something derogatory to me, I'll act like I didn't hear it. And then if they say it the second time to me to get my attention, I was like, oh, I missed it, And then when they say something, and then I gotta think twice. At least that gives me time in between the first time they ask and the second time. That gives me that's 5 seconds because I'll just ignore them and call my name for it. I heard what you say, but it's just
right. Kate, I'm sorry. Don't let us rattle in your head. Kate has a migraine, so she's out.
Okay.
Or she's going to be out shortly.
Okay.
So that stinks. All right, who's that? Who's jet ski? Is that Matt? All right. Kate said she loves us.
All right.
Feel better.
Feelings
that's Ian. I can't see a darn.
Feelings are mutual, Kate.
Ian's here. Ian is one of the coolest. And how old are you, Ian? He's like 20, 24. Youngster that, all right, let me, let's text a couple more people because we got a couple of people watching.
All right. I just need a topic.
What do you want to talk about? See you Sunday. Feel better, Kate. All right. I got topics, man. I mean, I really, really do. All right. Well, comment that way, Em. You're fine. You are commenting. Emily is not on the app, and that's a pain in the because if you're not on the app and you're watching on the computer, you can't comment.
Oh,
so
see, I don't play on any platforms. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on nothing like that because that's how people look at you differently.
Right.
That's a fear right there. Back to fear.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fear for me.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to go on that because
when I really get fearful, I call it. I really call it like failure to launch. But I'll
that's a
tell you
good.
this, I'm gonna tell all of you, I probably could have put up with one of the better episodes, solo episodes last night
Yes.
because I had it all ready to go, but I was on a really big downswing.
Okay.
And I had it, and Bubby looked at me, and I went out there for a minute, and she said, "You look tired. Hold on, let me finish, right?" And I said, "No, I really should do it. I really should get on that camera and do it." And I just fell off and went to bed. You know what I mean? But I really look forward to showing the downside. You know what I mean? Not just the crazy manic side. I'm not on a manic roll or anything. I'm kind of, you know,
I cry like 3 times a week at least.
yeah, I don't cry enough, man. I hate to say that.
It's just I'll do it just to
yeah.
get it
I
out.
don't know who is Justice. See, I need somebody that can remember. I need to write stuff down. Text me if you don't want to put your name on the comment. I mean, in the chat. But all right, Tim, we need a topic. Come on, we got.
We definitely need a topic.
We should have thought about this, right? Or maybe a little bit longer than we did. But let's talk about that show I was going to do. See, Dave Pennell's saying my microphone is low. I'm going to switch mics. That's weird, dude. I wonder, Dave. No, it's on. All right, I might switch mics real quick. I don't want to be yelling if it is. And that should only take me 2 minutes. Well, yeah. Roger that. Did you, you want me to say that, Emily? Now you got it. So we got a couple people that are on. All right, cool. We got a couple people that are dropping in. So, Tim, why can you cry on your? What's that comment you always say about crying?
No, sometimes if I get frustrated or something, but like if something comes up, no, I'll sit and just and think, and I'll make myself cry just to cry.
Oh, that's funny. So, what?
But
tick turds. So Sean said, "What's up, you tick turds? What movie is that from?
What is it?
Come on, what tick turds? If I say it like the actor, you'll definitely get it. Tick turds. That sucks. So, a coworker, friend of mine, got some pretty disturbing news about her grandfather, and he's a really good dude. He's going on hospice, and I'm really sorry about that. You know what I mean? What's up, Matt? Welcome to the stream, whatever this thing is called. That's one thing I have no clue. I have no clue what to call it. So that sucks, Em. Because we don't want to hear that. We're sorry to hear that.
Yeah, definitely condolences because I lost 3 people in 1 month. You know.
That's crazy, right?
It's hard, and it takes a lot to get safe. I'll tear up.
All right, Matt says you look good. See?
I'll tear up. I lost my aunt. My mother's the only out of 7 children. My mom's the only one left.
Right.
My aunt Cindy, and then you met, my friend Kate that I passed.
I know.
It's Ray and it's Ray and Lamont. And it's that's when it gets rough and like emotional.
Right. Right. That's
Yeah, condolences. Believe me, I just went through a rough month.
right. All right, Tip Turn.
I don't know the movie.
Wow. How about it's Jackie Gleason that said
Oh, Jackie Gleason. Oh, Smoke in the Bed.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
You see, you got to test it.
Yeah, we do got to test
You
each
got
other.
you got to think stuff out.
Tim knows.
Think it out. I'll spit it. You
Right.
think in there, I'll
Yo,
spit it right out.
Ask Tim some questions. You can't see him; they're on my screen. He knows. He's a
I don't even look at the camera.
About rock and roll, old movies.
Yeah. Sarcasm,
right?
That's up there. No, aim toward me because I don't. I could care less what you think of me. You don't like me, don't talk to me. You know what I mean? But
you know how
but I'm not that. But structure. You know, I was brought up with structure, and I keep it that way. Go. You got to work your way back to basics. Like you said, you think of when you were younger and put yourself in that place. Sometimes I'm not saying be seven, but think about get back into things that made you happy way back. Pick up old hobbies, stuff you used to do when you were young. Go ice skating. I'll go ice skating.
That's crazy because I'm scared of doing stuff that I did when I was younger because I'm afraid to get hurt. I really am. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we go.
But that pushes.
Yeah, we go riding
Look at that.
30, 40 miles an hour on a
Motorcycle.
quad. No,
Motorcycle.
quad.
Yeah,
Quads. Ian, listen. Give me a call. Text me and then call me. You know what I mean? We're on break, man. So we need the break. We work special ed, and it is demanding. Demanding. So, most of the people that are on here with me are coworkers and really close friends that know what I do. And that's super cool. Thanks, Ian.
Yeah.
All right, Ian, what should we talk about? Give me a story, a topic about Nurse Lisa or something. Somebody text Nurse Lisa and have her and don't say her boy's name. But yeah, Ian, text Nurse Lisa. Very much need a break. 100%, Ian. So let's say a couple prayers for our friend and coworker Emily, whose grandfather, who is a huge part of her life, was put on hospice. I don't know all the details. I do know some, but I definitely am not talking about it right now. I gave her, kind of well wishes just a few minutes ago, and she said thank you. So let's keep Emily in our prayers real quick, and her grandfather, her pop. This could be cool, but what we need is a little bit of structure. Me and Tim are like shot out, and let's talk about this. I'm on a bender for like 6 months, man, of drinking, like not out of control, and that's why it's a problem. Because I told Tim a joke today, and it was no joke. Someone close to me is questioning how much I'm drinking, and they brought up the word alcoholic, right? Because to a normal person, they see you drinking 30, 40, 50 days in a row. Every time they see you're drinking, guess what, right? Okay. So I told Tim the joke. I'm like, yo, Tim, someone that I met, they asked me, buddy, I think you may be an alcoholic. And my response to them was, let me tell you something. I've been drinking every day for the last 15 years.
I've been drinking.
I haven't become an alcoholic yet, so I think I'm okay.
Yeah. And alcoholics are stupid shit and mustard.
Right. I love that one.
With his diaper full.
Shit and mustard.
Sorry to say.
That's all right.
I had to do it.
That's it. I hear you.
And that's not a joke either.
No, it's not.
Because,
I have everything,
and that's what this is about.
Yeah.
It's hereditary. I told my daughter,
and I think it's very much a coping mechanism that
my grandchild is important. She's my bloodline. You know what I mean? This is important that you know this.
Exactly.
Alzheimer's runs in my family. You know what I mean? Awareness.
It
100%.
sure does. I believe, I have a lot of disease thinking, Tim. I think a lot of what I've taught myself between the age of 40 and what I am now, 55, 56, um, is how to kind of cut off the disease thinking, like trying to
Stay ahead of it.
I can't always. Like
can't.
last night, it ran me over. Like I do stay ahead of it most of the time. I plan, I script, I practice what I'm going to say to people endlessly. I'm a little crazy that way.
You get the racing thoughts in the opposite direction.
There you go. And that causes friction. See,
friction.
I have mania, and that mania.
You can feel each side of your skull,
right?
Like what part of your brain you're using.
Right, but I can handle multiple wheels, Tim, spinning the same way in my brain. Yeah, clockwise.
It's
let's say, or forward. That's the way I look at it. My wheels spin like there's an axle between my ears. That's how I explain it, right?
Yeah.
So I have an axle between my ears, and I have different wheels on that axle.
Well,
when I get jacked up, one goes the opposite way.
And that's right. Yeah.
All right, Ian. Thank you. Tim and I are going to shoot an episode or two after this. We just figured we'd jump on live, hit a couple people up. Here, what day is it? Oh, it's Good Friday, I think, right? Yeah. Isn't that what the Catholics call it? I'm not sure.
No, I know, different.
I know you're from Facebook, Mr. Dot.
Well, I did 2 recordings with you, but live is different. And to me, it don't matter as long as one person gets something that I said that they might be going through the same thing, and something that I said clicks with some, like, go get help. I've checked myself into places because I know I was off. You know, I'm before I do something stupid, and I'm not harmful, but I could have been. You know what I mean? There were things that I should not be thinking. I check myself in.
Things you shouldn't be thinking.
Absolutely. Right. These thoughts, this ain't me. That ain't me. And this is going on. Right. Chemical imbalance, something.
Something not right?
Something not right. Yeah. But that was a while back. That was probably about 8 years. That's right.
Yeah, when the last time I was in the hospital.
But at least I had the balls to step up and do it myself. I'm not right,
Yeah, well, I went to crisis. I took myself.
I took myself crisis.
I took myself. Someone gave me a ride, but
someone gave me a ride. Me too.
I went. He is pretty aware. Matt said that's great awareness. You know
what I mean? You gotta check yourself. No, like you're. If someone says it to you that you need help, you're not going to do it because some people are defiant. But when you know deep inside this, I'm off, and it's too much, you go. You get the help you need.
Exactly.
They'll take you right in. You got in for a month. But straighten you out. They feed you good, or you all your vitamins, and they put you on the. The meds I did not stick with because they made me. I took them for a little while, and then I weaned myself off because I didn't like the effects, the feelings that gave me.
Right. Were you on a lot of medication? They put you on a lot of medication?
No, there were 3. One it was like Ativan. I forget what the other 2. One was a really strong psych mag. I can't think of the name.
Right.
It wasn't like Prozac or something. It was like I was in over by Lakeland. I was in there for about almost 2 months.
I was stigmatized, man. You know what I mean?
I found all kinds of people in there fist fighting. It was like jail.
Right. So that was not a rehab though, right? It was a crisis unit.
Well, I I went to Jefferson, and then they had taken me to because I escaped. I going the second place I escaped. Jefferson, I took off. The police came. The police came and got me, and they brought me back in. Oh, hospital gown, everything.
Right, walking down the road.
Yeah, walking down the road.
Was it cold? Hot? You remember?
It was breezy. My ass was hanging out there down Route 38, wherever that hospital, whatever road that
was. Freaking awesome. So listen,
but I was going to say it, but I really don't want to
10
say
seconds
it.
ahead then. Good job. Let me make a comment on the last comment. C-Dot.
You know what? I think I should say it. When the cop had me, I looked down at his pistol and I thought about grabbing it. But I didn't.
Turn him or you?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, but I figured, let me just say it, because I did not. They got me back inside, handcuffed up. So then they moved me to, it was like, I think somewhere in Chatsworth or something. But I was out of it. And then they said, well, you're in this, you're a risk. So they had me in, and that's it, it's a padded room. And they bring
That's not laughing matter, man. I like that you're laughing matter now.
Because I'm not bragging, but no,
no, it's not a contest. I say that to people.
I heard change or something, and in my mind, I'm like, I was schizophrenic. I'm like, they're going to kill me. I thought they were going
to off you. So C-Dot says rehab saved his life.
Oh, it works.
One of our comments.
It turned me around.
What's really cool is I love this because everybody that's up here is near and dear to me. So we have 5 viewers, and they're all contacts and super dear, close friends of mine. So C-Dot is coming on, and we're lining up for a couple weekends. He's going to do. We're going to do a weekend live.
Okay.
We're going to tape on a weekend, and we normally don't do that. We normally run. We save Kate slot. So Kate will be going live, guys. I guess Sunday. See you, Matt. If you're leaving, brother, thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
Gets into some real.
I can't see. I can't see who's saying what. So
I know,
but that's
so
not.
Small. C-Dot. What do you want to talk about? Because I mean, I could talk about when I went through. I never went to rehab. I went to crisis, and I went to 12-step meetings, dude.
I did outpatient.
Yeah, no,
right up there.
I didn't have to go. I wasn't.
No, I put myself in there also.
Right. Well, no, this is at night. This is NA, and.
It was only an hour. No, it was like an hour and a half out of my time, but I needed it. Had to get back to basics.
Say it saved my. I can say, I guess, in a way, going to NA at the time I went with Big Mike. It got me off the horse, man. It got me off of hanging out with the wrong people and trying to be. I'm a Gemini, dude. I'm like 2 people. I've always been 2 people.
Can't be something you're not.
But I really am, though. Like, I'm a chameleon. I have the ability for some way. It sucks sometimes to be like a chameleon.
I get along with everybody, but I know that.
So I would, but let me tell you that this way. I would tell my wife all this nasty stuff about meth. You know what I mean? And guess what I hung out with?
What?
Everybody that did meth.
Right.
Now,
people, places, and things.
I put that, but here's how I spun it, though. One of them was my brother. I was the closest person to on the earth, right? So I was hanging out with him, and I would do a little bit that they'd spill, because I only had to do a little bit. But I got to the point where Sunday night, I would call a little cap. What we do is we take apart the vitamin C capsule.
Oh, okay. And fill them up.
Fill them up.
Regular, fill it up. Irregular. Irregular.
Used to call
all all that cocaine stuff, it changes your personality like that.
It made
Instantaneous.
this is what really showed me, Tim, that I was.
Why am I going to face on that sketches me out and makes me not like?
Yeah, but that just didn't do that to me.
Oh, not that. Yeah.
Yeah, right. All right, so listen to this.
I did plenty of that.
Right.
I did plenty. I'm surprised I got teeth.
I couldn't get through the week without it. I couldn't get through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday without it. I lied to myself. Dave Pennell was high on life. Okay, that's what I love.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Listen to this. Let me finish this quote. One of my favorite quotes is drinking and doing drugs is fun until you want to stop and you can't. Yeah. That's where I was.
You can climb that tree as high as you want.
And I was.
Remember, you got to come down from there, though. That's what I told Carter when I took him fishing. He had this tree. I told you this story.
Yeah.
He's climbing up there. I'm like, do you feel safe? Do you have confidence in yourself? Yeah, he fell from about 6 feet. I heard him hit the lead. I'm like, okay, he got up. So went back at it.
My wife never even knew I had a meth problem, dude. Because I didn't think I had one. And I was honest, and I started hanging out with speed freaks and not doing it.
But that's,
But
man, he's got a lot of energy. You know what? I like.
But I do have a lot. That's what's.
But I have.
Tim,
I'm high strung anyway.
Me quiet. It obviously kept me awake.
Oh,
it was rocking to you.
Yeah, get through work.
But I didn't talk like crazy talking. Dave Pennell has some of the greatest one-liners. Here it is. Dave Pennell says, "I just went out and forgot to come home." One. Yeah, I forget because he would say that. Dave is a great guest to have over.
Like a knock. I just heard that knock.
That is a penalty. We call him Pump It Up. Pump It Up Pennell because he loves to drive. And he would always say, I can't even do it. Should we do it, Dave? Try to do it. You should have your call, put you on speaker and do it. Dave Pennell could say, pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. Like, hold on. All right. I'm going to get a sip of ice cold coffee.
Hey, coffee colada.
All right. This one's for Dave Pennell.
Okay.
Pump it up, pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. I can't do it, dude. You can do it like a Gatling gun. Like, pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. He used to say it to our great friend that passed away, RK, Ralph Shelton. Okay. And he would scream, pump it up, pump it up. And he would say all of our names. And we all had he would say 20 names. But he would say it to RK like 50 times in a row. Yeah. And he would take a breath. No lie. Dave could shoot. What do you think, Dave? I'd say 12 or 13. Pump it up, pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. No, probably more. Right. He probably could do like 16 or 20 without breathing. Right. Like he could just rattle it off. And we're talking about it on a CD. So sometimes, exactly. What's cool about a CD is this. When the way they broadcast, they're not like FM. It's like, it's like FM, not AM, where AM goes in long distance.
See, that was a trigger. That was a trigger when someone would stomp on you and hold the phone. Was that a trigger? That'll set you off.
Or if they were close to it. So pump it up. Pump it up, Dave Pennell.
But
would back in next to Ralph, and he would start blasting it. Yep, and like you just told me, like when you would get to the top of the bridge, Tim, because of the altitude that you had, you broadcast like FM radio. He would do it.
Yeah, just stomping on people,
up and over the bridge.
And that's one of the things that was.
That was so much
Speaking
fun.
of
truck driving was so much fun.
I'm going to take a leap.
All right, just don't take that camera down.
No, I will not.
The truck driving was so much fun. The problem was a lot of them were on speed. But other than that, we had a great time. I told a couple people to drive. We had a great time. We made a party a little too much, but we made it. Like we didn't get crazy. but we had a good time. All right, Kate will be live Sunday, Easter Sunday. Let's make a time. She had a migraine. She cut out. Wow, it's 11 o'clock. Um, yeah, let's say like 8 o'clock, 8:30. Because those live are going to shoot a couple episodes. I'm not sure who is all here. C dot, I need to get you a couple forms. Um, Dave Pennell, I'm the straightest person you know. I miss that, Dave. Dave Pennell is like I beam straight. And it's really crazy that he is one of my best friends because, yeah, he is like none. He's like a nun. I'm surprised he's ever got laid. He's so straight. But it's cool to have somebody that doesn't party, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't do pop pills, doesn't do lines, it doesn't. You know. Yes, I do know that. So what is it? We should put you on for next weekend. See dot. We should do next Saturday night or next Friday night, whatever works for you. And then we'll go live with C dot, whatever night he does. Yeah, either one. So we'll figure out. I'll talk to Bubby. I'll talk to Dawn. And yeah, I know you told me that. That was cool. I just wasn't sure. This works. Yeah, Dave. That's all you do. Why are you home? Pumping up. Why aren't you out on the road? Driving, getting miles. Here comes Tim. If the camera falls down, Tim is entering the studio, and my tripod is in a bad spot.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. You got to climb over it like it's like one of them laser beam rooms that you gotta get what? You gotta get you the paperwork so you can get your aspirin on that. Exactly. On there, Matt. Been out 2 weeks, so Dave Peddle just got back. He's a freight hauler. He hauls ice cream.
Oh, okay.
Dave, you want to reefer? That's a stupid question, right? Because you
refrigeration unit? A reefer, yes.
Because he had a load of ice cream. I remember him saying when I was talking to him just a couple days ago. He wants to be a big tanker guy. I forget the name of the company, but they're beautiful. They're out of Florida. They handle like corn syrup and stuff, but they got beautiful equipment. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, Cocoa Beach, Florida. He took a load of ice cream from up here somewhere in the Midwest.
I have a friend that's a truck driver. He hauls everything though, but now he just got his license to haul like fuels, like not like bigger than gas, like acetics and stuff like that, like toxins, hazardous material.
Right. Hey, listen, jet ski and that, no more Indian River. Meaning they are still, you mean no more? They're done, or you just don't want to be a tanker driver anymore? So, Matt and Ian, we got to get the boys. We're going to take this down. We're going to stick this black table in the corner right here. We're going to hang the monitors on the walls. I got to wire it up. And then we're going to get a love seat and a couple chairs and a coffee table over there. And
this is a roomy room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't
it's just configuring what's going to go where.
It gets warm here when you wear a hat with all these flipping lights.
Right.
That I'll tell you. So here's what we're gonna do, family. Let's see.
Dude, it's the format thing, because when me sitting there, I'm just acting like I'm talking to you regular conversation and testing each other, just, battle around like a lot of things.
Right.
No, I mean I'll run out of topics very quickly.
Yeah.
Unless someone asks me.
Yeah, well, we gotta listen to.
I'm not. Yeah.
This is something that's just a trial run and we're going to run for a little bit. But let me ask Dave Pennell a question. Well, let me tell you a story. There's this trucking company that used to have the most beautiful equipment.
Talking me in circles?
I'm talking in circles, but Dave Pennell just hit me with this Indian River. That was the game. Their stuff used to go up 995, and we were saying it was the top notch, just looking.
One of them wish I was there, like that escape movie.
And they were from Florida. The graphics and the doors were so cool looking. They stood out, and they were just badass. So my boy Davey P, one of the best drivers ever worked for us. My dad.
I mean, was it like on the windy turn? Is what you're saying?
No.
Oh.
So he was out of trucking for years. I don't know how many years, he'll probably tell us. But he was out long enough that when he got back into it, he had zero experience in the employer's eyes. And I guess in a way, it makes sense. You know what I mean? If you're behind the wheel for it. So however it works, he gets a job, and we were always kidding around. Dave, soon you'll be running for Indian River.
Well, of course, like rumors. After I got out there, checking myself in and all that.
So
everyone looked at me differently. And what you just said about they looked at them and starting over.
Right.
It felt like everyone that knew me.
So Dave was trying to get into this company because Dave is a clean freak. If he was in a clean piece of equipment, he would keep it like you keep your yard.
Yeah, immaculate.
Right? So he texted me because he said, "No more Indian River." We shouldn't even say their name, really. You're not going to.
Okay.
And he said, "No more Indian." And I asked him on here, he's on the chat, and he said their pay scale went to keep track. Right. And here's the killer, Jim. The thing that made them stand out. Not even letting their drivers wash their trucks. It's not cheap.
Yeah, I know.
And that's why.
And he would do his own truck himself. Right?
He would, but this company, obviously, it was theirs thing, dude. Their equipment was, I've never seen a dirty piece of equipment.
Right.
That's saying a lot for a trucking company going up and down the interstates. You just never saw them dirty.
Different weathers.
If that beautiful fleet is running around dirty, it stands out like a broken M on a McDonald's sign.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just stands out.
I'm not over tedious, but I am tedious about certain things. Pet peeves. Yeah. Everybody's got their own pet peeves, and I can't look at something sitting there on the floor and just turn my head and not spend
Exactly.
Like wherever I sit in my area, it's clean.
Right. So Matt, we got to figure out where we go with our next ones, and then we need to get 2 or 3 bodies in here. So make it 4 people and see how well the group setting is going to work.
Right.
And I got to drop a couple test mics. So I hate to say it, we should just have a chiefing session and sit down and figure it out and bring a couple people over. We're on break. Maybe we could get that together. You know what I mean?
To get some kind of format together. Structure.
Exactly. Let's get together next weekend. And then that way, C-Doc can sit in with us. Dude, we're doing something. What's today? Friday. What are you doing tomorrow, C-Doc? We should get together. And then we can talk about what we're going to do. I can get you the couple pieces of paper that I got to give you. And we can get something to eat. Just not seafood. That's who I'm talking about, Matt. If we start right there, and then we can invite Reed. But he's a quiet mug. That's right. I keep forgetting it's Easter weekend, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah,
I'm working on Easter.
Yo, C-Dot, Tim's doing a ceiling on Easter. The guy that lined up the job had no clue.
No clue. I'm
It
like
was
on Easter. And
how
I
do you do
jokingly
that?
said, what, double time and a half, right?
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Good luck with that phrase. All right,
Yeah,
see
yeah.
that. Chris, text me. No, you don't have to text me. Let's just plan on getting together tomorrow night, if you can. Or you try and fit me in, if you can, and if not, we'll do next Friday or Saturday. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, Timbo.
Yes, sir.
Dude, we should call somebody. Yeah, I'm. I don't think I'm doing anything. Bubby is still just getting over being sick, dude. We haven't gone out. We haven't done anything. I mean, which is rare for us in the last 8 or 9 days to not get out. Um, so I don't know what time you're talking about, C Dot, but text me first. Obviously, you're like 20 minutes away. I don't want you driving down here for nothing. All right. So Tim,
Yes.
let's look at something real quick.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I just didn't want to interrupt and ramble on while
Come on, I
you're...
need you to ramble on.
Oh, okay.
What do you want to ramble on? Have you ever hurt yourself, Tim?
Absolutely. Physically and
Yeah.
mentally.
Physically? Do you mind talking about it?
Not at all.
What do you mean by how did you hurt yourself?
Motorcycle crash.
No, I'm talking about intentionally.
Oh, intentionally? No, I
Yeah.
never. I'm not a cutter. No.
Okay. Cool. We know you crashed everything. You got more metal in your body than the Terminator.
No, it's just 206 bones in your body.
How many of you broke?
Not one in my pocket. Not one in my. No, right. Not one in my mouth.
Yeah, we live in great state, but
Spring my penis one time. Yeah, I thought that was a bone, but that don't count.
That doesn't count. And that's an actual fact, right? If you break your penis, you can't actually
I
break
sprained it.
No, you can break that mug, dude.
I sprained it.
Oh man, I just can't imagine. Now watch, dude, when you sit down on
At
a
least I was
toilet,
having fun with it.
dude, when you sit down on a toilet,
Sit on your nuts in a pot.
no,
Oh,
but the
yeah,
toilet
I went the
seat,
wrong
I know
way.
someone that had a toilet seat slide
Okay.
off.
Right.
Now, dude, and kind of put your scrotum, your balls between the bowl, the cold bowl, and the seat, dude.
Oh, what did it slip and the pads and it fell off and dropped?
Oh,
Ooh.
oh, dude, you couldn't walk for miles. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't do anything. All right, see that? Hit me up.
Yeah, or just even spraying the mine. Yeah, it was
yeah, painful. Very painful. All right.
No, but never no bodily injury to myself. I mean, I tried to off myself.
What do you mean? Not?
I tried to off myself. I tried to commit suicide.
Tim, that was
I regret it. I regret it every day. You know, well, it's in the past. It's a long time ago. No. And thank God that there were people there. I really don't want to get into that story. I mean, that's, but I'm just saying, you know, I disappointed myself. That's when the tears will start coming. You know, I mean, I start thinking that way.
All right.
But
I suffer from failure to launch.
Failure to launch. I like that one.
Yeah, I really do, man. I'm really trying to work on it.
Yeah.
You know, failure to launch. I take it out of my own way. I know I have a movement to it, and
you lose your train of thought. You know what you're doing and going that way.
I get stuck on it. You know, I get so stuck on being stuck that it makes me more stuck. And it's almost like I got to stop the first or the last. It's almost like
running the maze
in backwards.
Running the maze.
You know what I mean? Like it's
in your brain, you're running the maze and can't figure your way out.
it's like You haven't said.
I'm sorry that I laugh, but that's how I
No, what do
deal
you
with
mean?
it.
That's how
You
we
know,
do
that's
deal
how
with
you
shit.
deal with it, you know?
Yeah.
But there's one of them days where you can't laugh it off, you know?
No, that's
And
true.
it's like, and it's frustrating, and it's scary, because I know I'm a freak. And when I freak myself out, that freaks me out more, you know?
It's kind of like what
And
I'm
I
saying
try
about
and,
being stuff. See, you
you got to
look.
reverse engineer yourself,
I know,
kind of
but
in a way,
I
to get
never
back to,
got a phrase that I never knew growing up. Up into my 20s and in my mid 30s, I was beside myself.
beside myself.
Right? I never and
You never know how you look through other
I
people's
remember the
eyes
first time.
besides yourself.
I remember the
sort
first
of.
time that I remember seeing myself as I was doing something.
Yes.
And my
Freaks
daughter,
out,
my
doesn't it?
daughter was at the library, and they wouldn't put her on the phone.
It freaks out.
And she was supposed to come home with a friend, and she didn't have a cell phone. She was probably like 12 years old,
Yeah. Okay.
and they wouldn't put her on the phone. They hung up on me. And I
And
called back and
you
I
went
asked to
radar.
speak, but now I'm driving there to pick her up, but I'm not sure she's there. There was some miscommunication,
Right.
and all I wanted to do is I'm like, she's in the computer section of the, you know what I mean, in the computer lab.
You've told
Oh
me this
my
before.
God,
You did
dude.
tell me that
I
story
went
before.
in there in a shorts, no shoes, and Tim. I People were looking at me, and that's kind of where I want to say scared. Have you ever had a moment where a room full of strangers or an entire library is looking at you, waiting for the cops to come and get you? You know what I mean? That's how crazy I was. And
I have to laugh, or
people, right? People were frozen.
It's not a laughing matter.
People that worked there were frozen.
People are scared. It's like the earth shut off, like COVID.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And maybe they all weren't looking at you, but you know, you're hoping that they're not. But when you know,
I can feel it.
that.
I mean, like Tim Belushi.
But you put yourself there, but you weren't yourself. Beside
I
yourself.
was beside myself. It's the first time that
I'm on the outside. I'm looking in. I can see through you. See your true colors. Inside, you're ugly like me.
That's right. As it was happening.
Good song, right?
Yep.
Yeah, about a song.
As it was happening. Move up. You're off camera. It's
My bad.
There you go. Yo, as it was happening, I didn't see it. But right after driving home, I remember telling my daughter.
You replayed it in your head.
I played it in my head,
and you're driving, and now it's like now you're in danger again because your mind is, you know, beside yourself.
That was
absolutely.
So there has been a couple times.
I look down on myself.
Well, that's what I mean. I look down on me.
No, I was up there
beside myself. What do you mean you were up there looking down? What?
Up looking down.
In my attic?
No, when I had passed away, when I was in the hospital them 2 times. But no, I looked down. I seen my friend and her uncle, but they were in 2 different places, and I was gone. It was flatline. Yeah.
For how long? Did they
said like 20 some seconds. 15, 20 some seconds. I could hear it. I could hear it. And in my mind, I thought it was, remember when we were young and the TV at the end of the night, they would stop broadcasting and that's what it was. And there was a spiral and it was slow motion. When they say your life flashes before your eyes, I'm telling you my experience. Right. And twice. And
we gotta talk about it.
They're like, welcome back. We lost you. Where were you? And I was in Cooper. I was in Cooper. So.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, you know, they were giving me beer in the hospital. Actually,
I was gonna say, did they applaud for you? You know,
no, there was a priest. The priest would come in every day,
Wow.
and he'd have to, you know, give me the waiver, say a prayer. I would say, you know, something from the Book of Genesis, or I would ask for someone, you know, because, and he would, you know,
Wow.
and it made me feel secure.
That's cool.
You know,
Well,
but I was so they had someone in my room at all times writing down what I said. Not a spirit, not well, a stenographer
right.
for a while
For a while afterwards.
because they thought I was going to off myself. Because the priest came in the first time when I first got there and the first morning he came, he had this smoke storm. Yeah, I forget what they're called, and he's like, would you like me to? I said, absolutely. I had the cage on my neck. I want movement.
So you got the smoking pocketbook the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I had the smoking pot and everything. Yeah. Every morning. He would come in,
That's almost like your
and the
rights,
wafers,
right?
and I would cry.
Right. Yeah. It's a tearjerker moment. I mean, obviously. Wow, that's bananas. All right. So we're gonna wrap this up. We're a little over an hour. So I appreciate you guys for coming. Let's get together over break. Matt, you're still here, and Ian, let's figure it out. Tomorrow's Saturday.
And condolences. I'm sorry to cut in, Captain. And condolences for the loss of who was the viewer. The loss that.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's in hospice. He's not.
No. Oh, I thought you said someone that passed.
No.
Oh, okay.
Right.
But no prayers. I mean, I did not mean this.
I got you. You got it. Thank you, Tim. You're thinking of him.
Yeah, condolences.
You got it great. Matt said it was great.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yo, hit them boys up.
Enjoy the time.
Matt, I definitely don't have Niall's number. So I kind of put it together. I have to babysit Thursday. That's the only day I can't do something. Let's line something up. All right, Tim.
I'm sorry, I had to giggle because.
Why? What are you giggling about?
It's just like if it was actually nothing. I had not a thought in my mind, and I just
That's
giggle.
Beautiful.
You know. Ooh. Excuse me.
Right. This light is warm.
Right.
Warm. Thanks, family. We're out.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good Easter, everybody.
Yes, happy Easter.